Hey friends, today I want to talk about how I spent a month traveling around Italy using nothing but credit card points. I truly believe that credit cards are a solid baseline for everything else that we're going to be talking about on this channel, which is how to save money in unique ways by supercharging those credit cards. So, I'm going to talk about how many points I saved up, what cards I used, and how long it took me to get there. Just a brief history about me and credit cards. I did not like credit cards in the beginning. I was actually kind of afraid to get a credit card, and a lot of that fear came from me worrying about the interest. If I just missed a payment because I didn't look into when my payment was, I just didn't want to accrue the insane interest. And I know a lot of people have fallen into that trap. But if you use them responsibly and you pay them off every month, then you have absolutely nothing to worry about. And in fact, you get so much value, not even from the points and the cash back, but from a vast amount of other things that they offer that you might not know about. The perks are definitely there and definitely worth it. So I'm going to reveal two cards that I used to book this trip. One of which is my absolute favorite and go-to for almost everything that I do. So the first card was one that I took out when we were actually purchasing this house a couple years ago. And that one, I was really trying to seek out other cards, branch out a little bit, see what they offered. And this one just popped up that had an amazing mile bonus at the time. So we decided to take it out because we were buying a ton of furniture for our new place. And that card was the American Express Gold Delta card. So I think in total, both me and my wife from previous flights and these cards, we banked 100,000 miles each for a total of 200,000 miles. So we used those miles to fly to and from Italy. So that was the first card that we used that I no longer have, but I still think and feel that it's a great option if you're looking for a low-cost card that gives you rewards. But now, guys, my favorite card that I've had for a long time, I'm going to reveal right now, and I'm sure a lot of you probably already know what it is. It is, BAM! The Chase Sapphire Reserve. You can see it's pretty well used. This is actually my least favorite part about this card is the quality. This is probably my third card from Chase for the Reserve. It keeps getting damaged, and I keep having to get another one, and I think it looks like I'm going to need a fourth one here pretty soon. But everything else about this card is just fantastic. I didn't start with the Chase Sapphire Reserve because it is a little bit more of a high tier card. It takes a large credit score to achieve, and as I mentioned before, I was a little scared about credit cards. So I started with a step down from this card, which is the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. I had the Sapphire Preferred for about 2 years, starting in the end of 2016. And I just kind of accumulated points. I never really spent any of my points. I got a welcome bonus. I think it was like 60,000 points. And then after 2 years or so, I upgraded because I was able to build my credit up enough to the Sapphire Reserve. Now, this card is a little expensive when you first just look at it. It's $550 a year. But that's not really the real cost. They actually have a $300 travel voucher that they reimburse you for just spending money on travel. So you buy a hotel, they'll reimburse you that amount of money until you hit the $300. So that really brings the cost of the card to $250. And with my spending habits, it is well worth it. I definitely exceed how much I pay for this card in bonuses. I don't want to get too far into the minute details of the Chase Sapphire Reserve. I am not affiliated with Chase at all. I just really love this card and I get so much value out of it. And it's not the only credit card that you can go after. There's a plethora of credit cards that you should look into that best suits your individual spending habits. I think that's really important to say because everybody's different, you know? And you might not be able to get this credit card because the credit score on it is quite high. I know I wasn't able to at first, and I really built up to get it because I really wanted it after having the preferred for so long. Now, I'm going to go ahead and reveal how many points I saved up with the reserve in order to spend this trip and how I use those points. Okay, guys, here it is. I saved up 400,000 Chase points. Whoa. Now, it did not happen overnight, not at all. I think I said I started with the preferred at the end of 2016. It took me a long time to build up that many points, mostly because I didn't really know what I was doing at the time. I didn't know how to maximize getting the amount of points, how to use them. I didn't really understand the whole system until I kept researching and researching and fully grasping how good these points were to get. Now, as you can see here, I booked all of our hotels for a whole trip through the Chase portal. And since I did that, I got 50% more value out of them, meaning my 400,000 points turned into $6,000. A lot of people talk about how they like to transfer to different partners. World of Hyatt is one that I hear a lot about. And sometimes if you even transfer those points over to some of them, you can get more value out of them. But you also run the risk of transferring to the wrong partner and actually losing some value in those points. I don't want to be honed in on just using that brand. So that's why I typically like booking through the Chase portal. Now, when booking the hotels and knowing that we were going to spend a month there, I took the amount of days that we were going to spend there and divided it by 6,000 and came up with how many points each day at the hotels should cost. And then I went through the Chase portal and their map system trying to find the best hotels for the value that we could get. And honestly, the hotels we booked really weren't bad at all. We had some great experiences with hotels. There were one or two that were kind of meh, but overall, like, I had no problems with any of the hotels that were on the Chase portal. This trip wasn't free, not by any means. We still had a variety of things to pay for, but because we saved so much money using miles and points, we could splurge a little bit more on things like fancy restaurants or epic tours. I mean, we went truffle hunting with a truffle dog in Tuscany. We did a 12-hour food tour in Bologna, and those are the things that really turn trips like this into a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Anyway, guys, if you found this video helpful or liked it at all, please smash that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comments if you've had any awesome bucket list trips that you've taken with points or what credit cards that you really love. Till next time, guys, keep saving money.